Hi there, welcome to Eduretics, where we make your high school life simple. I'm Aniket and this is the quiz 1 for advanced math as part of our DSAT Math Further Practice series. So like I've always said, pause the video after each question, solve it yourself first and then only check our solutions. Make sure you do this in a timed manner. The worksheet for this video is already present, like the link is present in the video description. You can go ahead and download it to solve it asynchronously first if you need that. Okay. So this is ideally recommended since you've already done the SAT Suite question bank, you're done with that and you're done with your mock tests. Okay, so let's begin. Question number 1, 2 raised to the power of x minus 5 is equal to 8. What is the value of x? So this is a simple exponential equation. So 2 raised to the power x minus 5 is equal to 8, that is 2 raised to the power 3. Since the bases are equal, the powers would also be equal. X minus 5 is equal to 3 and x is equal to 8. Option D, that's the correct one. Okay, this was an easy difficulty question. Let's go on. Question number 2, the graph above is represented by which of the following equations? Okay, the graph is shown here. It's cutting the x-axis at 3 points. This is the most important information. It's cutting at -2, 0 and +1. So you can directly write, or at least apart from the constants, this should be present. So since it's a -2, so x plus 2 must be present. Then a single x must be present, x or x squared or x cubed, since there's a root at x is equal to 0. And at x is equal to 1, so x minus 1. This must be present, x plus 2 and x minus 1. Let's see. So they're present in the first one. X plus 1, x minus 2, wrong. X minus 2, x plus 1, wrong. X plus 2, x minus 1, that's present in the last one as well. Okay, so option A and D, in both of these, they're present. Now there are multiple ways to ascertain which one is the correct option from A and D, whether x or x squared. The quickest one is head straight to Desmos and do no fancy things. Just look at Desmos graphs for these two equations and see which one matches the picture above. Okay, so let's go to Desmos. I first do for option A, y is equal to x, x plus 2, x minus 1. Okay, this is matching pretty much with the given image. Yep. Let's check the other one. Y is equal to, so this is option D, x squared, x plus 2, x minus 1. Okay, this one's not matching. Option D is basically the reverse, sort of the reverse of what is shown in option A, or the graph shown in the question. So option A is the correct one. So this is the quickest method to ascertain which one is the correct option. What are the other methods? The other one, another quick one, is to actually draw the number line and plot the signs. So x plus 2, x squared, x minus 1. These are the two options which we have. Let's plot the number line for the first one. So 0 coming from the x, 1 coming from the x minus 1, x plus 2. So -2 coming from the x plus 2. These are the points over which the sign of the function changes. So if there's a number greater than 1 on the x-axis, all three would be positive for greater than 1. So this will be positive. Then between 0 and 1, this thing would become negative. Hence the overall thing would become negative. Between 0 and -2, it'll again be positive. And to the left of -2, it's negative. As you can see, that behavior is reflected on the graph that is shown in the picture. To the left of -2, it's negative. Between -2 and 0, it's positive. Between 0 and 1, it's again negative. After 1, to the right of 1, it's positive. Okay, but if we do the same exercise for option D, if we check the number line for option D, let's see what it gives. So since it's an x squared, there would be no sign change over x is equal to 0. So that won't be present here. Or even if you want to write, you can write. So -2, if I take a number bigger than 1, the whole expression would be positive. Between 0 and 1, this becomes negative. This is positive, this is positive. That means overall negative. Between 0 and -2, this will still stay positive. Okay. and this will also be positive. X minus 1 would be negative, so negative still, this one. And then to the left of negative 2, or a number less than negative 2, let's say negative 3. In case of negative 3, the x squared term would still be positive, x minus 1 would be negative, and x plus 2 would be negative. So overall it will be plus. So the graph is like this. That means to the left of negative 2, it's positive. Not negative, but positive, like this. Between negative 2 and 0, it's negative. Like this. Between 0 and 1, it's negative still. So it comes down again here. And then 1 plus, it will positive. So the behavior of the graph shown is different from option D on the left hand side of the x-axis. That is because since we're doing x squared, if you can see option A and option B, the only difference is in the nature of the graph when x is negative. Because when x is negative, these two brackets stay the same for both, but x itself would contribute to a negative value for option A, whereas x squared would contribute to a positive value in option D. That's why the change in behavior on the left hand side of the x-axis, of the y-axis. Okay. But the quickest method is through Desmos. You don't need to do any of this fancy stuff. You can directly go to Desmos and check which option matches. So first of all, we eliminated 2 options, and then we can quickly match from the remaining 2 options. Okay, let's go to the next one. Question number 3. A company's profit P for selling n products is modeled by the following function. P is equal to negative 10n squared plus 300n minus 1000. How many products should the company sell to achieve its maximum profit? Okay. So the profit is modeled by a quadratic equation. And since you can see that the coefficient of n squared is negative, that means it's a parabola opening downwards. The vertex will represent the maximum. This would be represented by the vertex. So how many products should the company sell to achieve its maximum profit? And n is the number of products. So that would occur at the vertex. The formula for the vertex is minus b by 2a. This is the x coordinate of the vertex, which is what we are asked to find. Since we need to find the total number of products, that is n, not the profit. Okay. So minus b, that is minus 300 over 2 times negative 10. So 15. When it sells 15 products, the company is making the maximum profit. And if we are asked how much is that profit, you can straight away see negative 10 n squared, 15, 225, 2250, negative, plus 15 times 3 is 4500, that is 300n, minus 1000. That means 4500 minus 3250. That's going to be $1250. That's the maximum profit this company is going to make on selling 15 products. Okay, let's go for the next one. Question number 4. The movement of a roller coaster cart as it completes one ride can be modeled by the equation y is equal to negative 0.05 x minus 55.5 squared plus 154. So they've taken the vertex form, which shows the cart's height above the ground y in feet x seconds after the ride starts, where x is between 0 and 111. So the total ride lasts for 111 seconds. Which of the following statements best describes the meaning of the vertex of the graph of the equation in the xy plane? There would be a single vertex, yeah, since it's a quadratic equation. So the only thing we need now is to check whether the coefficient of x squared is positive or negative, because that would tell us whether the ride has a minimum point or a maximum point throughout its journey. So let's open this one. It'll be x squared plus 55, let's say, is k. So k squared minus 2xk. And on the outside, it's a negative 0.05. So the coefficient of x squared is going to be negative 0.05. Negative means the parabola is opening downwards. There would be a maximum point at the vertex. Okay. So the cart reached a maximum height of 154 feet above the ground, or maximum height of 55.5 feet above the ground. Okay. So option C and D are both wrong. These are not the final heights. The vertex is representing the maximum height. Between A and B, we need to finalize the number. Okay. So maximum height when I place x at the vertex. So x is equal to 55.5. Since the form this written is x minus h whole square plus k. This is the thing. This is our vertex form for the quadratic equation. So 154, the k, is basically the y coordinate of the vertex or the maximum height, the actual maximum height achieved. So basically the cart reached a maximum height of 154 feet after traveling for 55.5 seconds. Because 55.5 seconds, that's the x coordinate of the vertex, and 154 feet, the height is the y coordinate of the vertex. So option A is the correct one. Okay, let's go for the next one. Before going ahead, even though this is a really simple question and can be done manually, but even this can be done in a really fast way using DESMOS. Let's see how. So I'll just pick this negative 0.05 x minus 55 squared plus 154 and copy this to DESMOS. Let's see. So y is equal to negative 0.05 x minus 55.5 squared, then plus 154. And let's see where the vertex is occurring. I'm zooming out. Okay. This here is the vertex, 55.5. That's the number of seconds it takes to go for the maximum height. And 154 feet, that's the maximum height. Okay. Okay, let's go to our questions. Question number 5. The graph of line L in the xy plane passes through the points 2, 5 and 4, 11. The graph of line M has a slope of negative 2 and an x-intercept of 2. If point x, y is the point of intersection of lines L and M, what is the value of y? Okay, two ways to do this. One is to figure out the equations of both and go directly for finding out the point of intersection, solving those two equations. The other is to head straight to DESMOS and do this question, find the point of intersection. Okay, so let's go for DESMOS for solving this question. For the first equation, let's just put in the points. So take the table, 2, 5 and 4, 11. Those are the points. So 2, 5, 4, 11. Quickly write the regression. y1 tilde b0 plus b1 x1, and you get the equation of the graph of the line. I'm just zooming in so as to clearly see where the points they are intersecting. Okay, next we do the next one as they've given us line M has a slope of negative 2, so y is equal to negative 2x plus c. So quickly see this, y is equal to negative 2x plus c, and x-intercept is given. So put y is equal to 0, x is 2. Negative 4 plus c, c is equal to 4. Y is equal to minus 2x plus 4. That's the second equation. Y is equal to minus 2x plus 4. Okay, the point of intersection 1, 2. So the y coordinate of the point of intersection which is asked in the question, that's a 2. Let's go back to the question. So the point of intersection 1, 2, and hence the answer is 2. Option D, the 2. Okay, let's go for the next one. Okay, before heading to the next question, I urge you all to actually subscribe to the channel to get more such content, and press the bell icon so you get informed whenever such videos are posted, because many more would be coming in this series, because I have got a lot of feedback from my students saying that they're all done with the SAT Suite question bank as well as their mock tests, Khan Academy, all those things, and they want to practice further. So I've made that this series specifically for that purpose. So if you like the content of the series, if you like practicing with this, do subscribe to the channel. Thank you. Yeah, let's go ahead. Question number 6. If xy squared is equal to 4, what is the value of 2x cubed y raised by 4 minus x square y square over x square y square? Okay, so we need to place the values as given here. Xy squared is equal to 4. So before going ahead, before solving this directly or trying to put in the values directly, first do this thing, identify what factors are common in the numerator and denominator and cancel them. we can evidently see that x squared y squared is common in the numerator as well as denominator. Take x squared y squared outside in the numerator. Inside you're left with 2xy squared minus 1 over x squared y squared. Cancel these two. 2xy squared is 4, 2 times 4 is an 8, 8 minus 1 is a 7. Option C. This is the correct one. So even though the expression was a bit complex looking, but the question is really simple. Okay, let's go ahead to the next one. Question number 7. Which of the following must be larger than a squared minus 2ab for all real values of a and b? So this must be larger than a squared minus 2ab. This is more like a times a minus 2b. They're asking for it to be larger than this. Okay, let's check. First one, a minus b squared. A squared plus b squared minus 2ab. So a squared minus 2ab, that part is given in the question itself. There's a plus b squared. So even if b is negative, b squared is going to be positive. So it must be larger than a squared minus 2ab. Okay, because this value would remain same in the comparison. Plus b squared will add to it. Okay, so it must be larger for all real values of a and b. In case a and b are like 0, then in that case this will all be 0. Okay. Second option, a times a minus 2b, that's exactly equal, so not larger. A minus 2b, that means the multiplication with a minus 2b, so it's getting divided within a. So if a is, let's say, less than 1, a is 0.5, in that case it would initially be 0.5 times a minus 2b, and then we divide by the 0.5, becomes a minus 2b. Okay, so this would be larger but not for all values. For values greater than 1, if a is greater than 1, let's say 2, so in that case 2 times a minus 2b, and if you're dividing, a times a minus 2b would be larger. So the only obvious one is the first one, the first statement, a, one only. Okay, let's go to the next question. Okay, question number 8. Which of the following functions has 3 distinct zeros? Distinct zeros. So zeros we can see for each. Which has distinct zeros? So that means we need to ignore the double roots. Those with the double roots or triple roots. So fx is equal to x squared. X squared, that means there would be 2 points where the function goes to 0. But if you solve for it, you get just x is equal to 0. That means a double root at x is equal to 0. X cubed, that's a triple root at x is equal to 0. 3 roots all at x is equal to 0. So these are not distinct roots. Now let's check for option C. X is equal to 0 would be 1 root. X minus 4 squared. So if I equate it to 0, x is equal to 4. There's a double root here. Okay, so this is also gone. Option D, x plus 4, x minus 4. If you look at this one here, x is equal to 0, that's 1 root. X is equal to negative 4, that's the second root. X is equal to positive 4, that's the third root. So 3 distinct roots for option D. So here's the easy trick. Whatever the degree of x is there, or the degree of any factor, if it's higher than 1, that means there would be more than 1 root at that same point, or more than 1 0 at that same point. For example, x minus 4 squared, that means at x is equal to 4, they're going to be a double root, or 2 zeros at that same point. Okay, so let's go ahead. Question number 9. If f of x is equal to x squared minus x, then which of the following represents f of c plus 1? Okay, f of c plus 1, which one represents? So f of x, replace x with c plus 1. C plus 1 squared minus c plus 1. This is it. Take c plus 1 outside. What are you left with? C plus 1 from the first bracket minus 1. Cancelled. C times c plus 1, or c square plus c. That's the answer. C square plus c, option C. Okay. Don't go on directly expanding these squares. See what all can be simplified here. Okay. You can easily see even in the given function that x times x minus 1. So no need for the square thing. Okay, let's go on to the next one. Yep. Actually, before going on to the next one, here's some information. Okay, so this is for those of you who are like just a week out or 10 days out from your SAT date and you need some immediate help, or if you're panicking a bit, for some specific topics that you're finding really hard, head straight to my website, that is eduretics.com, and it looks like this. From here, you can actually book group classes. If you have some friends of your own, let's say you are 3 people, you can book group class from here and you'll get a special discount as well for that. And otherwise, you can go to the classes offered, pick your class. For example, you want to go for SAT Math Prep, go to Book Now and immediately select your time slot that works for you. Let's say I have a lot of slots open right from the morning all the way till my late nights. So you can book a slot from here, just create account, sign up and book the classes. Even write to me immediately if it's like really necessary, and we can go ahead. I can really help you in these things. Okay, let's continue with question number 10. If the graph of f of x is as pictured, which of the following could be the graph of f of x minus 2? Okay, so this is a direct transformations question. The f of x graph is shown here. What would be the graph for f of x minus 2? So what happens when x turns to x minus 2? Initially, if at x is equal to 0, f of 0 was occurring. Now at x is equal to 0, it will be f of minus 2, as you can see. Initially, if x is equal to 1, had f of 1 corresponding to it. Now x is equal to 1 will have f of negative 1 corresponding to it. So the graph has slowed down by 2 units. It has shifted to the left by 2 units. Okay. So whatever was happening at x is equal to negative 2 is now happening at x is equal to 0. So x is equal to negative 2. Let's say this value was there. This value was coming in. Now this value would be coming in at x is equal to 0. Okay. So that means it shifted like this. So sorry, I said that wrong. It won't be shifted 2 units to the left, but 2 units to the right. Why? Because now at f of 0, what is occurring? The thing which was happening at x is equal to negative 2. At x is equal to 1, initially it was 1, this point. Now at x is equal to 1, it's fetching whatever was happening for x is equal to negative 1, this one. So this comes here. Okay. So 2 units to the right. The shift is 2 units to the right when it's f of x minus a, and the shift is 2 units to the left, or a units to the left if it's x plus a. I'm attaching the link for the transformations video if you want to have further information, if you want to understand how transformations are done. So I've done up a video on that called functions and transformations. I'm putting up the link on the top right and also in the video description. So make sure you check it out if you need more information. Let's go ahead to the next one. So the answer to this is option A. Okay, let's go ahead to the next one. Okay, question number 11. Given the graph of the function g of x in the following figure, for which values of x is g of x greater than 0? So we need to figure out the intervals where g of x is greater than 0. As you can see, one part is this one and the other one is this region for greater than 0. So this is 0, negative 1, negative 2, negative 3. And this is okay. So between negative 3 and negative 2, it's positive. Where negative 3, so they're asking for greater than 0. The equality sign, you have to be very careful. So it will be with negative 2 but not with negative 3, because at negative 3 it's going to 0 and we're asking only for greater than 0. So this union x greater than 0. So option D is the correct one for all the values of x where this function will be positive or greater than 0. Okay, let's go to the next one. Okay, question number 12, which is also the last question for this video, for this part of the quiz, advanced math quiz. Okay, if 2 over 3 a squared b whole squared times 4 over 3 ab raised by negative 3 is equal to k a raised by m b raised by n, what is the value of k? So it's like it's a complex looking exponential equation. We'll need to do some simplifications. 2 over 3 a squared b squared 4 over 3 ab raised by negative 3. Okay, let's simplify this. 2 over 3 squared will be 4 over 9. A squared squared, this is a raised by 4 b squared. Okay, then 4 over 3 ab raised by negative 3. Do the reciprocal of this to get the positive power. 3 over 4 ab raised by 3. It's one and the same. Okay, it's like a raised by negative b is 1 upon a raised by b. Okay, so now let's open the second bracket as well. So 4 over 9 a raised by 4 b squared times 3 cubed 27 over 4 cubed 64 a cubed b cubed. Let's solve this, simplify this. So okay, they're asking what is the value of k, not the values of m and n, but we'll solve for all three. That's like good for practice. K, m, n, solve for all three. Okay, while you're solving this, solve for all three. So first let's find the value of k. 4 times 1, 4 times 16. 9 times 1, 9 times 3. 3 over 16, that's the answer for k. Now let's find the value of m. So a raised by 4, this one, and a cube in the denominator. A raised by 4 minus 3. A raised by 1. So m is equal to 1. M is 1. B squared upon b raised by 3. So b raised by 2 minus 3. B raised by negative 1, or n is equal to negative 1. These are the values. So this was a good exponential equation, and you can expect to see such questions like frequently on your digital SATs. Okay, so make sure you keep practicing. This further practice series is really good once you're done with your the complete SAT question bank and your mock tests, and you need some more practice. This will keep you up to pace till your the day of SAT, till your test comes, actual test comes. Okay, so this is like a final revision. Keep doing it and subscribe to the channel so that you get notifications for when the new such videos come in. Okay, thanks, bye bye, take care. Yeah.